Okay, just before we crack into today's video, let me explain how you can help us. More and more Kiwis are waking up to the fact that New Zealand is in big trouble right now. So how can we turn this country around? The answer is through education. What does that mean? Well, it means exposing more and more people to our videos. It's as simple as that. Just click on the subscribe button on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, and you'll be subscribed. What happens then? Well, when you subscribe, YouTube sends our videos out to more Kiwis. That's how it works. Subscribing is free. You'll never be charged anything. It's just that simple. So please do it and then enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you very much for watching. Just by subscribing, you can play a big part in the solution to fixing New Zealand. Well done, you. Well, hi, you beautiful New Zealanders. Today in this video, I'm going to continue our commentary on retired District Court Judge David Harvey's Treaty Bill oral submission. It's now part 3. So what's in the box today? Like I said, in this video, I'm going to commentate on David Harvey's excellent submission. This is part 3 of a series on his submission. David talks about the treaty being a partnership, so we discuss this. Unfortunately, I think his explanation backfires, and I'll explain why. So you tell me what you think. Okay, watch.
Submission from Judge David Harvey, who's joining us online. David, thank you for joining us. We have you for 10 minutes this morning before the committee, so I'll hand over to you to begin your presentation.
Thank you. My name is David John Harvey. I'm a retired District Court Judge. I currently hold a practicing certificate as a barrister, and I have a Bachelor of Law degree, Master of Jurisprudence degree, and a Doctor of Philosophy degree. I support the bill, and I believe it should proceed. It's a matter of such importance that I think it should be properly placed before the electorate by way of a referendum. Courts, government, and Waitangi Tribunal have developed a number of principles which it is argued will be excluded by the bill. I argue to the contrary.
So David starts off part 3 by saying that the existing treaty principles in legislation would not be superseded by David Seymour's bill. What David Seymour's bill does, says Judge Harvey, is define those existing principles. He goes on to try and argue that David Seymour's principles and the existing principles are actually in sync. This is what he's trying to do. Okay, so let's see how he fleshes this out.
If we look at Principle 1, we have the power to govern New Zealand in the best interests of everyone. This incorporates the principle that the Crown has the right to govern. Edmund Burke considered that society is an enterprise that promotes the interests of all parties, and that partnership depends upon respecting those interests. The government, therefore, is a partnership between the people and the state, and thus the principle of partnership is necessarily preserved. As part of a partnership principle, there are a number of collateral elements. The active protection principle is inextricably linked to that of partnership. Given that Maori are a constituent part of everyone, the active protection principle ensures the protection of their interest. Implicit in any partnership is the principle of good faith dealing. If a government excludes good faith, it loses legitimacy and will fail. When there is a breakdown in a partnership relationship and wrongful acts are done by one partner to another, there is a right to recompense and adjustment, and thus that principle is present. The recompense principle is also recognised and given effect in Principle 2 of the bill.
Okay, so here's a really interesting point that's been brought up by David Harvey, and that is that Maori deserved compensation is now contested. Judge David just presumes that settlements are not contested and that they're all fine and no problem, but there's now scholarship that's starting to say, no, actually, these settlements are not justified. So watch this. What Judge David has not caught up on is the fact that compensation for Maori, i.e. settlements, are now being contested. For example, Dr. John Robinson, in his excellent book entitled Who Really Broke the Treaty, maintains that none of the settlements are justified. He writes in the book, quote, all treaty settlements are based on the Crown having broken the treaty. Since that is not so, all such settlements are a fraud. There is no justification for the continued existence of either settlements or the Waitangi Tribunal. Wow, isn't that an amazing statement? And there's the reference. So we've always just accepted that treaty settlements and compensation are all just, that's no problem. But actually now people are starting to speak up. And what John Robinson has done is gone through all the cases of Maori saying something was wrong and something was bad and something happened, and he's gone through the whole lot and said no, actually there was no breach, and he explains why. So I would recommend that everybody gets that book and reads that book. You can get it from Tross Publishing. Okay, let's keep going.
Thus, in my argument, the existing principles of partnership, active protection, equity and fair dealing, and remedies for wrongs are included in Principles 1 and 2 of the bill. I have approached the problem in the way that I have in an effort, I hope, to dial down the rhetoric and emphasize reason. And I am at your disposal if I can be of further assistance.
So Judge David goes on to affirm the idea that the treaty is a partnership. Unfortunately, he does not say that it is not a partnership exclusively between Maori and the Crown. So what he does is he actually just adds to the confusion. Well, why? Because activists make a lot of saying that the treaty is a partnership between Maori and the Crown, which it is not. So David has unwittingly strengthened their narrative. If Judge David felt compelled to insist the treaty is a partnership, what he ought to have said was something like the treaty is a partnership between all citizens of this country and the Crown. When Maori activists say that the treaty is an exclusive partnership between Maori and the Crown to the exclusion of all other citizens, this is nonsense. That's what he should have said. But what Judge David is trying to do is bend the existing principles to fit David Seymour's principles, but I think on this occasion it does not work. It actually backfires. Why? Because the treaty not in any sense is a partnership. There is absolutely no mention of partnership in the treaty. And if we're talking about the treaty, we need to go back to the treaty and see what it actually says, not what the courts have said it is, and not what the Waitangi Tribunal have said it is. They don't count. We should need to go back to the plain reading of the treaty on this issue of partnership because it's simply not there. So the treaty is definitely not a partnership. Unfortunately, what Judge David has tried to do is take a wrong ruling of the courts in the Waitangi Tribunal, that is that the treaty is a partnership, and make good of it. You know what? One can't make right out of what is wrong, no matter how you try and do it, no matter how you try and do a bender. Another district court judge, Anthony Willie, has written a brilliant paper on the 1987 lands case where Justice Robin Cook said the treaty was, quote, akin to a partnership. It was from this court case that the idea that the treaty is a partnership was first spawned, and man, the activists jumped on it and they absolutely milked it to death. So I shall put Judge Anthony Willie's excellent paper in the description of this video so you can read it. I'll also put the final English draft of the treaty in the description of this video so you can read the treaty for yourself and see if you can see any mention or even a hint of partnership. Okay, that's enough for today's video. You guys are awesome. I can see what retired Judge David Harvey was trying to do. He was trying to synchronize the existing treaty principles with David Seymour's 3 principles, but you know what? I don't think it works because it adds to the confusion. That's my view. What's yours?
Okay guys, that's enough for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Now we need your help with something. This is important. We have produced some great flyers and brochures which we want to get into the hands of all New Zealanders. So we need to go around the mainstream media. They're not going to help. In fact, they're making things a lot worse. So we have to go around them. And we need your help to make this happen. We can't do this without you. So what are we talking about? First, there is our business cards. They're only 3 cents each plus courier to get them to you. Then there is our latest booklet called The Psychology of Takeover, 19 strategies Maori activists are using to take over the country. It's 80 pages and packs a huge punch. So they're cheap, they're $3, and they're absolutely fantastic if you want to get a handle on what's actually happening in New Zealand. Then we have a few thousand of our original Stop Co-Governance booklets left over from my tour in 2023. Remember these? You'll remember we printed 550,000 of these. Well, these are now free because we realized that only about 1/3 of New Zealand houses got this booklet last when I did my tour, and so we want to get to the other 2/3. So if you do a few streets around where you live, that would be absolutely phenomenal, and they are free now. Then we have our MACA, that's Marine and Coastal Act brochure 2, which alert people to the loss of our beaches. You know, we're in danger of losing all the beaches around New Zealand. The text is written by Graham Adams, who's a great author. These are now free. And then we have our beautiful bumper sticker, which we've just made. And why are we doing this? Well, New Zealand's identity is under threat. We know that. First activists have and are still trying to change the name of New Zealand to Aotearoa. We don't want that. We must oppose this. This is rubbish. Where's the referendum saying that we want to change the name of the country? There was none. It was just forced on us. Second, Maori sovereignty flags are appearing more and more all over the place, and they're just treason. So we've got to get these bumper stickers out. So we've printed some awesome bumper stickers. They're $3 each, and they measure 21.5 by 6.5, so you can see how big that would be on your car. To get any of these free products, all you need to do is pay for the courier to get them to you. For the products that cost something, like the bumper stickers or the little psychology booklet, it's the cost plus the courier to get them to you. So to order any of these products, just use this email address, cards@stopcogovernance.kiwi, and we'd love to hear from you. Finally, if you want to access all the videos we've ever made, including all our most viewed and most popular videos, and have them all in one place, which is what people are asking for, then just type in this address into your browser. There it is there, https www.youtube.com/@StopCoGovernance, and you'll find it goes straight to our channel. Then what you do is save this address to your computer as a favorite. Job done. Well done. Then you've got them all in one place forever. And all the new ones that are coming in get placed into that address, so you won't miss anything. Okay, last thing, please, oh please, don't forget to subscribe. When you subscribe, you'll get the latest videos straight into your inbox. You'll never miss a video, which is great. You'll link up with like-minded people all over New Zealand, and that's very, very stimulating to have meet up with all these people who think like you. You'll be telling YouTube, I like these videos, and they will respond by advertising our videos to more Kiwis for free. It's incredible what they do, but it just relies on you replying to comments and making comments and liking things and sharing things and activity. That's what it is. It's just activity on our channel. And turning New Zealand around is simply a matter of reaching more Kiwis with the truth. So just click on the subscribe button on the bottom right hand side of your screen. There, the little yellow arrow is showing you where it is, and you'll be subscribed. Okay, see you next time. You guys are awesome.